welcome back to Cannabis in Canada with Jason Wilcox. I am at 4/20/2017. I'm kicking it with James, director, editor, producer. I mean, my God, this guy does everything, and he had a chance to work with one of my heroes, Mr. Cheech. And it'd be so cool. Like I've smoked with Tommy, you know, I have in the time, but I haven't worked with Tommy, so I don't know what it'd be like to work alongside Cheech Marin. And what would it be like? Is then you're the director, you're the producer, and you're the co-actor.
Well, it's the bigger the star, it becomes easy because the acting is effortless. So in some ways, it's easier, and by being the writer and director, so I'd be in a scene with Cheech, and if things weren't working the way I'd want, I'd just keep the camera rolling, and I would say, let's do it again like this, or this is the idea behind what you're saying there more than this, and just keep the camera rolling and could keep doing it. So that was effortless in that way. So if Cheech and I talked about the scene, he's talking to the writer, so I'm the guy that imagined the stuff, the director who's got his eye on where this is going, and the fellow actor. So I think it might have been a really comforting thing for a guy like Cheech. He doesn't have to go talk to me, three people. He can talk to the guy that he's got a relationship with and trusts and likes, and we can talk about this, and it kind of makes it easy and effortless, which makes for good acting. As far as him being Cheech, you know, I grew up, I watched those Cheech and Chong movies over and over and over again, even the last ones. So, but you kind of forget it's Cheech from Cheech and Chong, because it's a serious movie, it's a crime movie, and he's not playing that character. Now, hanging out with him on a personal basis, there's been a couple times where we're hanging out, and he'll start doing some of those old Cheech and Chong characters, and I'll be like, wow, I forget.
In real life, is he the Cheech on that we see on like Cheech on the movies, or like in private, or is he more the?
You know, he's really intelligent. He's beat Anderson Cooper on Jeopardy. He's the biggest and best Chicano art collector in the world, and has an encyclopedic knowledge of art. He's highly intelligent. So, but he's cool, he's chill, he's 71 years old, or he's going to be 71 in a couple months. He's relaxed, and he's cool, and he's got a lot of confidence. One of the things he told me before we started filming, when he had the script, but I had some changes. We were in his hotel room in Vancouver before we started filming, and I said, you know, here's some changes, how do you feel about them? And he just said, I did 5 years on Nash Bridges, I can handle any dialogue at any time, and so give me what you got.
Nice. Now,
so the answer is no, he's not like the 6'4" lowrider driving guy, but he can put that on in a second.
Right, okay. I want to get back to that. We're going to touch back because, again, Tommy, as you know, is a real weed head, and so he really does represent the cannabis culture if you have it. Now, on that note, now here in Canada, the Canadian government has tabled legislation to legalize, and in my own opinion, monopolize, but basically allow large corporations to sell cannabis in the country of Canada, while maintaining a heavy hand of the law on anybody that dares, you know, share a joint or share even genetics, so they can teach each other to grow. How do you think this movie ties into legalization, not only for Canada, but around the world?
I think it will be a historical piece because it takes place while marijuana is becoming legal. And that's it's gonna be legal soon in Canada, United States, it's heading there. So it's a slice of history, and I think that, you know, it's a crime movie, there's a murder in it, and my idea with any kind of political thought that might be floating around while I was making it is what a waste that it's been illegal, and we've had police resources policing marijuana, and what a waste, because now it's legal and we wasted all that fucking time, money, and people's health, you know.
100% no, they have. Now, I can get onto this for hours, but right now I'm concerned on just side note.
Okay.
Now, how hard was it to get someone like Cheech to work in a movie? I mean, honestly, a Vancouver, Canadian-based movie, I mean, to get Cheech to come and work for you, I mean, I honestly, the first time we met, so I have never, you know, it's not like you're a well-known producer, so I'm thinking, how hard would it be to get Cheech to come in and do this movie and to see your vision?
It was based on the writing, so I wrote the movie. It's the most authentic weed movie you would ever see. There's a lot of growing in there, the technical, everything with marijuana is authentic. and legit. And so when he got the script, he told me he liked the writing and wanted to do the movie, whether it was the plot, the descriptions of the marijuana, and the technique of growing marijuana. So I think as a combo, it was a challenging role for him to play. He liked my writing, and part of my writing was authenticity that he would have recognized in the first page. So he said he liked the writing, and he said, let's do the movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a bit more to it. I flew down to his house, we talked, and there's a lot of stuff behind it. But
on that point, when you flew out and talked, was that intimidating? Like, did that seem intimidating? Like, it was.
It was, because I was so excited that I had Cheech involved in the movie, and then it was time to go meet him at his house. And it wasn't, we hadn't filmed yet. There was nothing really signed, so the deal was still loose. And I rang his doorbell at his house in LA, and he kind of came shuffling out, and I was like, oh fuck, here comes Cheech, and then he's 70, so he's not 30 whatever when he made Up and Smoke. So, and he carries himself like he's kind of like the Yoda of pot. Anyway, so he brought me into his house, and he has, like I said, the most amazing Chicano art collection in the world. So his house is an art gallery.
Wow.
And we hung out for a couple hours, talked about his life, my career, his career, and then after 2 hours he said, yeah, let's do this movie. I like the writing. I'll come up to Vancouver and do it. And then we spend the next 2 hours looking at art, started to kind of form the relationship. So yeah, he's been really good. He's been a mentor to me. He always gives me advice about how to navigate me being a director, writer of movies, because he made Born in East LA. He also wrote, directed, and starred. So I think he sees me as a young up-and-comer, and he's been mentoring me, and it's been beautiful.
Wow. Okay, as an actor now, you mentioned you shot this in Vancouver. As an actor, what was it like to one then be actually acting with Cheech and then doing it in your own home country?
It was cool because I'm from Vancouver. I was born here. I was born downtown. I'm a Vancouver guy. This is a very Vancouver film, and the great thing that turns out with Cheech is Vancouver is an incredibly special place for him too. He lived here. This is where he met Chong. This is where Cheech and Chong began. He has super, super fond memories of Vancouver. He said this is the best city in the world. So when he flew up here to do it, he was happy to be here. We walked around downtown. He showed me where him and Chong met, and old stories about Chinatown. And he felt comfortable here, and it was really cool. It was really cool.
What made you want to get into a cannabis or a marijuana movie, if you have it? What drove you to want to see that? Aside maybe legalization, that's going to be my guess. But what really drove you? Because it's a lot more to just to talk about making a movie than to actually go and put all that you have into what you believe in this. So yeah, what drove you to it?
I'm a young filmmaker. I want to make more films. I wanted to make this film as a noir crime drama, and being from Vancouver, where marijuana has been so huge of an industry, it's hard not to know somebody that grew pot or sold pot or smoked pot. And so there was enough people around. There was access to the authentic nature of the world of marijuana. And Vancouver being my city, I was able to just bring it all together and say, I'm making my debut noir movie is going to be in Vancouver in a marijuana world.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, now what can we expect? Now, first off, this is Dark Harvest, the movie. It's called Dark Harvest. First of all, now you don't tell me. I know you can't give anything away, but the movie Dark Harvest. First, when is it released?
It's going to come out in May or June 2017 this year. Yes.
So what's again that day? One more time.
Sometime in June 2017.
There you go.
We're working on really close.
Cheech Marin, and yes. Now Dark Harvest. Just maybe give us your own paraphrase or whatever, or parable as to why did they call it Dark Harvest based on why did you call it Dark Harvest?
So this is.
I should say why did you?
Why I called it Dark Harvest? This is the most authentic weed movie ever made. It's completely legit, and it's I don't want to give too much away, but it's a noir movie. I like the juxtaposition of dark, and when you grow marijuana, it's all about light. and a harvest needs light, so I like the juxtaposition of that. So I wanted to make a noir crime movie in the marijuana world, and it's coming soon, and it's Cheech's first marijuana movie in 30 years, and it's not a comedy. He plays a godfather of marijuana, and it's a very serious noir thriller.
What's coming next for you movie-wise? What are you thinking in your
I've got 3 other movie ideas I'm developing, and Cheech and I like each other, and we like working with each other, so definitely he's very high on the list for a next movie. It'll either, and how this movie succeeds through the marijuana world, what marijuana does for the release of this movie, because I've got other marijuana ideas, and if it proves to be this new audience that wants more of those movies, not the same movie, but I can make another movie that has marijuana in it. It might be a different genre, maybe with Cheech, and maybe that's my calling. But I have other movie ideas too, so I'm just trying to navigate the sale of this movie, and that will affect which of those ideas I'm most inspired to do.
Right on. James Hutson, everybody. Thank you, James, for coming on the show.
Thanks, man.
Guys, Google Dark Harvest. Get ready for it sometime in June. Again, we don't know the exact release date. The trailer's out. Check it out. I'm hoping I'll be able to air it on my show. James, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks a lot.
Stay tuned for more from Cannabis in Canada.
DarkHarvestMovie.com. Thanks a lot.